thing as environmental comedy, right? It's a little weird, but I have a theory. I think it's because environmentalists have no sense of humor. I can demonstrate. Ask me how many environmentalists it takes to screw in a compact fluorescent light bulb.
How many?
Come on, ask the whole question. That's not funny. We're trying to save the planet. I've actually talked to a lot of people about this. They all pretty much say the same thing, which is, it's just too dark. Something like climate change, it's so overwhelming. People are just not ready to hear jokes about it, which I don't buy at all because I'm Jewish. And Jews, like many other oppressed peoples, have been making jokes about horrific circumstances for thousands of years. Did you know that there's actually gallows humor in the Bible? Right? The book of Exodus, Jews are slaves in Egypt. God comes along with the 10 plagues. The Jews escape into the desert. It's very exciting, and they get to the Red Sea. They're blocked. They look behind them. Pharaoh's army is coming. So they look up to the heavens, and they're like, seriously? This is the King James Version. Seriously? What was all that for? What was the point of the plagues and the matzah and everything if we were just going to die here in the wilderness? Were there not enough grave sites in Egypt? And the thing is, God appreciates the joke, and he parts the waters. Which just goes to show, if you're good at gallows humor, you can control sea levels. That could come in handy. A more recent example of relevant Jewish humor, I was raised on the movie Fiddler on the Roof. It was basically on repeat in my house, so my childhood experience was wedding pogrom, wedding pogrom. At the end of the movie, the Jews actually get expelled from their shtetl, and they sing this beautiful, sad song called Anatevka, the name of their shtetl. But there are these comedic asides throughout the whole song. So you get to the end, and the message you really take away from it is, yeah, it sucks to get expelled from your shtetl, but you know what? It was a shit town anyway. That could be a useful attitude too, right? I mean, would it be so bad if we had to abandon Florida? But you never get that kind of perspective from environmentalists. I was at a party over the holidays with an environmentalist, and even though he wasn't telling me anything new, I was crying into my cocktail within like 5 minutes, right? Antarctica's melting, Greenland is melting, the fires are getting worse, the hurricanes are getting worse. It's terrible. I tried to interrupt him. I said, look, I'm on the same team. I came down for the climate rally just last month. And he goes, oh, really? You came to the climate rally? How'd you get there? In a car? But you know who's even worse than environmentalists? Historians. Just try to complain about the world today to a historian. Oh, really? You're concerned about climate change? Let me tell you about bubonic plague. Maybe we can talk when two-thirds of your neighbors are dying of a contagious disease that you don't understand. And do not say to a historian that Donald Trump was the worst president ever in U.S. history. Because you'll get lectured. You'll hear about guys like James K. Polk. He didn't mess around with a wall. He just went to war with Mexico in order to extend the territory where Americans could hold slaves. He was worse than Donald Trump. And you remember, right after 9/11, people started saying that it was the worst tragedy in American history. Historians were just having seizures all across the country, right? Journalists would try to interview them about this, and the historians couldn't even answer in complete sentences. They would just blurt stuff out, like slavery, the Civil War, the Great Depression, genocide against Native Americans. But here's where I have to confess, when 9/11 happened, I was actually in grad school studying to become a historian. And not only that, an environmental historian. Which is why I'm doing stand-up right now, because otherwise I'd be lying in the corner in the fetal position.